All right, we are 5Alive. I'm Bobby T.
I'm Krista.
And today we have a couple things to go over. We do not have Martin with us here today. He's again.
I killed him.
Oh,
Yeah, dude. Nancy Kerrigan him right in the kneecap. I didn't want him stealing. I didn't want to steal him, or I wanted him stealing any of my thunder tonight.
dude,
So
that has got to be the worst to have your for the rest of your life. Like your name is a verb. Get Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
And I guess in this case, Martin. I don't even know what that would be.
I don't know.
So, we have a few things kind of to go over. It was kind of a big week and in a weird week as always. But one of the things I think that capped it off.
Yeah.
It's Force Friday. And the absolute
Forceless. Yeah, Forceless Friday was more like it.
Dude, this was a disaster. There was a few places that did a really good job with it. Toys R Us.
Yeah, they
had really good events.
Yes, and they capped their their purchasing at one per customer, so that's always nice. You don't want to see scalpers grabbing all the collectibles and then leaving true fans with nothing or slim picking. So that was cool.
So Target also had another really good. They had stuff going on. One thing that was really cool was I think it was called Feel the Force. And they had these cardboard stand-ups that you could take, get on this app, take a picture, or just hold your phone at it, and it was augmented reality.
Yep.
So I think that was really cool.
Didn't it also give you notices on like promotions and updates and stuff like that?
Yeah, there was different updates
Yeah.
and stuff for like, you could get buy one get one or whatever it is at this place or that place.
Yep.
So that was really cool. Now for the disasters. Walmart drops the ball in such an epic way. Reports coming in from all over the place. Actually, our buddies over at the Arson Brothers, just check out their channel. They do primarily a lot of wrestling stuff. They're our buddies from West Virginia. But Klein and Ninja went out there to the West Virginia, the Princeton, West Virginia Walmart. They had nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then they went to another Walmart across town, I guess, and that place was also kind of picked over. And then one of the guys from their crew, on the way back home after this disaster of a Force Friday, gets rear-ended by a coked out stripper.
Oh my god.
Just like one disaster after another.
The thing is too with that Walmart is they probably did have the product, but they had no idea that there was any kind of promotion going on. That's what happened at our Wallingford Walmart. One of my coworkers is a huge Black Series fan and was hunting for some of those figures, and he went down there. There was nothing set up, no display, nothing, and they had to ask the toy manager about it, and they were like, "Oh, we have these boxes that say this." Oh, and then they finally opened it up and saw what it was.
So some places, and the Hamden one included, didn't put their stuff out until the toy manager got there in the morning. So people went there, lined up. Apparently, Walmart didn't know why they were open until 2:00 in the morning at this particular week. Let the people in. So the people get to the area, and there is all of the Black Series figures, so in their planogram, it clearly was blocked out for these figures. No figures. Blocked out completely, though.
Yeah.
It was just so empty pegs full of, the only
so
things
they were
that
set
were
up
out,
for it. They just didn't have.
they
just
didn't put the stuff out. And then a lot of places said they had the Legos.
Oh, okay.
Which are great. There's a BB-8 Lego set, which is really cool. I think it stands about this high. The one I'm really interested in, which is only going to be available at, I believe, the Lego store, online, and a few other spots. The Mega Masterpiece Millennium Falcon.
Oh, jeez.
Did you see that thing
no,
yet?
I have not. I'll have to take a look at it.
It comes with a
online.
disposable dolly.
Wow.
When you get it at the Lego store,
Yeah.
they give you this little wheel cart that can get you to your car because it's over. I think it was over 7,000 pieces.
Jesus.
It's $800. And I gotta tell you, I think I might want one. I think we may sign on to 5Alive one night, and the whole table's just gonna be loaded with Lego.
There was years ago, maybe about 10, I was working at Goodwill, and I was still living at home at the time, and I was making bank because at the time I was helping out at 2 different stores. So I was working at my store, but I was also covering it at different locations that needed managers, and I was getting like $1,000 paychecks at the time, every 2 weeks. And this was right when Star Wars had released that super awesome Death Star Lego set. It was basically the size of a basketball. It was about 400. Yeah.
All right, now that's the one, because there are 2 different Death Stars. There's the one you're talking about that comes with a TIE Fighter and it's got like different sections.
It
like,
was
it's got 8 sections.
No, it was the one. I think it was from Return of the Jedi, where it was like half constructed. If I remember correctly,
really big one.
It was, like I said, it was about the size of a basketball, and it had like its own standard. It was more like the model one, so I think it had like an actual scale as opposed to like the set. It was like $400, and I had it in the cart. And I almost bought it because, like I said, I was making $1,000. Yeah, you know, I didn't have any bills or anything like that. I was living at home, and my mom was nice enough not to charge me rent. Thanks, Mom, for that. I'm missing those days.
Thank you, Momza.
Yeah, exactly. But I couldn't do it. I just couldn't bring myself to spend $400 on Legos.
Yeah, on Legos. It's ridiculous.
The other set I really wanted was that Super Star Destroyer one, the one that's like the length of like a coffee table, and it's got like 3 stands to hold it up. Yeah.
I saw that at the Lego store in downtown Disney. They had it fully set up in like a glass case, and they had it lit right and everything. And I mean, it really was. I think it's about 3 feet long.
Yeah,
and it was the style. It's the Super Star Destroyer. So it's the style that has like a city almost on top of it.
Yeah.
And they did it with the little single round pips. A lot of that stuff. A lot of pipes and stuff. Really amazing piece.
Lego always does good stuff. I've been
I see now they can't see it, but. What you guys can't see up here is there is an AT-AT, there is a Millennium Falcon.
You got the Y-Wing up there, there's an X-Wing.
There's an A-Wing, there's a TIE Fighter back there, so all the Lego pieces. I just love the original trilogy.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Lego has been a staple in my life since I was a kid. Every year.
It's because of the instructions.
Yeah, exactly.
They are steadfast. It will not go together correctly.
My mother, you know, that strict German discipline, every piece had to go where it was. But actually, that was the thing. Every Christmas, I got a Lego set. It was, you know, that was something automatic that I always knew that I was getting. Whether it's, you know, sometimes it'd be a super, you know, big, 100+ pieces. Sometimes it was something small, but it was always something cool. When I was a kid, I was super into the Pirates Lego set. So one year, I got that huge the bad guys like pirate ship. The one that it's like 2 bases,
I know exactly
that you have to like, you know, piece together. It was really awesome. Great. Yeah.
So speaking of mothers, today is Martin's #1 fan. It is her birthday today. So it just so happened to be that September 2nd, the day of a live show, is Bobby T's mom's birthday. So happy birthday, Mommy T.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mommy T.
I guess Mommy T Senior because my wife is Mommy T. So I guess Nana T.
There you go.
There you go.
Nana T doesn't sound...
not Nana T.
Yeah,
Nana T.
I know, but still, it's...
So happy birthday, Nana T. We hope you're watching around your campfire right now, out camping.
Nice.
So
I hope you don't get caught in the rain. I hear the weather's going to be...
they have a big camp. No, it's not.
Okay. It's not like they're not camping out like no.
Oh, let me slow down. There's like a TV involved, and air conditioning. And there's like beds and things. No,
okay.
Camping. So, yeah, no, it's not camping. So the next thing we're talking about is September is going to be Sentai month. And Henshin time. So we will be henshining all month. It is we're going to be diving into more Sentai.
Yeah,
I am excited because, as we all know, I'm a super fan of Sentai.
Yeah, I actually started watching a few episodes of the Shuriken Ninja.
Shuriken Sentai Ninja,
yes.
which is ninjas.
Yeah,
Ninja Ranger, basically.
I actually really like their like, what is it, slogan or whatever. It's basically you know, ninjas stay hidden, but we're gonna run wild. And like, dude, that's such an awesome line.
I didn't do this little bit of research. The American version of this, I think, is called like Wild Ninja Storm or something.
Okay,
like that. So it kind of does match up a little bit.
Yeah.
When we had first we watched through a video of all of the openings.
The openings, yes.
Originally, just to see, which is another great thing for YouTube. You get to kind of see these things.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched the first 40 Sentai openings. It was like a 45-minute video.
Yeah.
We saw everything from, you know, Jetman, which I love. That Jetto Man. These songs are amazing. Some of them are crap. Some of them are phenomenal.
Yes, I loved that 70s version there. It was basically like Sentai chips. Like they had it all at the motorcycles.
That was the first original.
Kid,
yeah. So that was the original Rangers. That was the first one. And it really does start off with like a disco beat. And like a rainbow thing comes in.
God, yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Fantastic. Yeah,
so we're probably going to have to maybe live stream maybe one of those episodes or something because they're just too good.
No, I think I watched the first 3 episodes and I'm really digging
Ninja.
it. Yeah, Ninja. I love the grandpa, the last ninja.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
So, to kind of give a quick overview of Sentai as a whole, just for anyone who doesn't really know, Sentai is the word for squad. In this case, Sentai is used by the Toei Company and Saban and all these guys to make the team, and they put together the ultimate trope. You know that the Red Ranger is the leader. There's usually always a Blue Ranger, a Pink Ranger, a Yellow Ranger. Then it kind of becomes a wild card on that fifth one. Sometimes it is a green. Sometimes it's black. Sometimes it's white.
Yeah,
occasionally. This one does that.
Yeah, exactly. This is kind of an interesting, setup because if you haven't watched any of the Japanese version of these shows and you've only really watched the Americanized, everything was kind of set up that way. So it was always red, blue, black, yellow, pink. Like those were the 5 main ones, and then they threw in the green, then the white, and everything like that.
Well, the green might see before we got into what we could call, I guess, the BCAD switch.
Yes,
would be Zoo Ranger, which is considered Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So what I believe is season 17.
Wow. Yeah.
No, it might be a little early. It might be like 13. I can't remember. Zoo Ranger was somewhere in that 13 to 17 range. I guess leave that down in the comments if anybody knows.
Yeah.
And we'll
hopefully
school us up.
Yeah.
So anyway, we call that in America season 1. And actually, what's weird is Power Rangers lasted for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as we know them, with the basic with the diamonds, and then they had the dragons, or the dinosaurs.
Yes.
Then they went over to the Red Dragon Zord,
Yes.
And that whole Thunder Megazord. Now, in the other world of Sentai, that was actually 3 different shows.
Oh, okay.
But they had such a good thing going that they just kept going with it. Then they popped out that second movie. It changed it.
Then they became like almost like ninjas.
They
too,
were straight up ninjas.
Yeah.
But that was also, I think that one was, Kaku Ranger, or I think so. Anyway, again, tell us down in the comments.
So that's interesting.
So it's weird how they. My point is they juggle it around.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I always thought the base team was always red, blue, green, yellow, and pink, and then they threw in the green and the white later. But this one, the Ninja, it's red, blue, yellow. Pink and white. Yeah, exactly.
And the pink and white are the female Rangers, and the other 3 are the male Rangers.
Yes.
That's usually the setup.
Okay.
It's going to be a 3-2 setup in most cases. Pink is always a girl. Yellow is kind of a wild card, which is why I actually want to go back to Zoo Ranger. In Zoo Ranger, the Yellow Ranger is a male named Boy, B-O-I.
Okay.
He's awesome. His fighting style, he's Saber Tiger. So he kind of has that tiger style of fighting. So
Tiger Claw.
Dude, no, it's awesome, man. Like he'll like jump into a group and like fully just claw the shit out of everybody.
That's awesome.
And he'll do some like ground moves and stuff, and then he's popping up and he's real agile. And then when that came to America, that became Trini.
Yeah, it was a girl.
And it became Trini, and then eventually Aisha, once Trini had left, the actress who played Trini left the show. Which we will talk about that, I think, in its own episode.
Yeah.
What happened to the other 3 Rangers? Because there were 3 Rangers in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that disappeared at one point. And what happened? Well, something happened.
Yeah, that's a video for another day.
That's a whole
September.
other video.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely do it this September. But September will be Sentai month.
Yeah.
And like we were saying, we watched through all of the introductions. Shinkenger, Gokaiger, those were ones that were high up on the list. Shinkenger being Samurai, whatever it was, Mighty Morphin or Power Ranger Samurai.
Yeah.
And then Gokaiger was Super Mega Force. But it is one of the most hacked apart shows to get made. And again, we'll talk about that in its own episode, because the Super Mega Force made Gokaiger look like garbage. But really, Gokaiger is one of the best overall Sentais that's there. It's just the American translation didn't work because there was a lot of Japanese reference.
Yeah.
So where we would normally have 50 episodes to pull from to make a season of Americanized Power Rangers, we had 50 episodes where only maybe 20 of them were usable, and they just stretched it. And
It
it didn't work.
It's funny when you kind of have those like weird localizations, you know, that kind. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It happens a lot in anime too, because obviously, you know, they're making jokes for a Japanese crowd or a Japanese audience and stuff like that. And then you see some of these episodes in America or translated, and you have no idea why it's funny. You know, like I don't. Here's a big thing in Japan that I think I don't understand why it's funny. Maybe if we have any Japanese viewers or people who are
all of our viewers are from Spain. Or
yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
Mom, I guess if you know anything about what Chris is about to say,
anybody who knows anything about Japanese culture, please leave a comment and explain this to me. I don't understand why androgynous characters are hilarious. That's like a big thing in anime where you have that one. They're called traps, or I guess that's what the American fans call traps. It's a girl who's you know basically being passing herself off as a boy, or vice versa. The boy who everybody kind of thinks he's a girl, but yeah, it's a boy, but they constantly refer to them as
a boy named Boy.
Yeah, exactly. There's one of my favorite ones is in Baka and Test, Hideyoshi. There's a joke in that show where they all go to the beach, and they ask him what